Legends and satires from medieval literature. Debate. The amorous contention of phillis and flora, the pleading of the rose and of the violet. The amorous contention of phillis and flora. In flowery season of the year, and when the firmament was clear, when Tellus Herbalus painted were with issue of this barren cheer, when Dusher to the morn did rise, and drive the darkness from the skies, sleep gave the visual liberties to Phillis and to Flora's eyes. To walk these ladies liked best, for sleep rejects the wounded breast, who jointly to a mead addressed their sportants with the place to feast. Thus made their amorous excess, both virgins and both princesses. Fiery Phyllis wore a liberal tress, but Flora hers in curl did dress. Nor in their ornamental grace, nor in behaviour were they base. Their years and minds in eagle plays did youth and his effects embrace. A little yet unlike they prove, and somewhat hostilely they strove. A scholar Flora's mind did move, but Phyllis liked a soldier's love. For stature and fresh beauty's flowers, there grew no difference in their dowers. All things were free to both their powers, without and in their courtly bowers. One vow they made religiously, and were of one society, and only was their impiety the form of either's fantasy. Now did a timely gentle gale a little whisper through the dale, where was a place of festival, with verdant grass adorned all. And in that mead-proud making grass, a river like to liquid glass, did in some soundful murmur pass, that with the same it wanton was. Hard by this brook a pine had seat, with goodly furniture complete, to the place in state more great, and lessen the inflaming heat, which was with leaves so bewified, and spread his breast so thick and wide, that all the sun's estranged pride sustained repulse on every side. Fairy Phyllis by the ford did sit, but Flora far removed from it. Their place in all things sweet was fit, where herbage did their seats admit. Thus mild they opposite were set, and could not their effects forget. Love's arrows and their bosoms met, and both their hearts did passion fret. Love close and inward shroud his fires, and in faint words firm sighs inspires. Pale tinctures change their cheeks' attires, but modest shame entombs their ires. Phyllis did Flora sighting take, and Flora did requital make. So both together part the stake, till forth the wound and sickness break. In this changed speech they long time stayed, the process all on love they laid. Love in their hearts, their looks bewrayed. At last in laughter Phyllis said, "Brave soldier," said she, "O my Paris, in fight or where, or so ere he tarries, the soldier's life's glory carries, only worth Venus' household quarries. While she here war friend did prefer, Flora looked coy and laughed at her, and did this adverse speech aver, thou shouldst have said, I love a beggar. But what doth he my heart embraces, a thing create that all thing passes, whom nature blessed with all her graces, O clerks in all bliss places. This hard speech Phyllis hardly takes, and thus she Flora's patience cracks. Thou lovest a man, pure love forsakes, that God his godless belly makes. Rise, wretch, from this gross ecstasy, our clerk's old epicure, think I. No elegance can be trifle, a shapeless lump of gluttony. His heart sweet Cupid's thence rejects, that only meat and drink affects. O Flora, all men's intellects, no soldier's vows shun those respects. Mere helps for need his mind sufficeth, dull sleep and surfeits he despiseth. Love's trump his temples exerciseth, courage and love his life compriseth. Who with like band our love combineth, even nature's law thereat repineth. My love in conquest palm wreaths shineth, thine feasts deforms, mine fight refineth. Flora here modelled, faced and rosed, whose second smile more fair and disclosed. At length with moving voice she losed, what art in her stored rest reposed. Phyllis, thy fill of speech thou hast, thy wit pointed wings is grasped, yet urgest not a truth so vast that hemlock's lilies have surpassed. These loving clerks thou hold'st for clear servants to sloth and belly cheer, so envy honor would and fear. But give me ear, I'll give thee answer. So much enjoys this love of mine, he ne'er envies or hers or thine. Household stuff, honey, oil, corn, wine, coin, jewels, plate, serve his design. Such pleasing store have clerks biling, as none can feign their dignifying. There love clasps his glad wings in flying, love ever firm, love never dying. Love stings in him are still sustained, yet is my clerk nor pined nor pained. Joy hath no part in him restrained, to whom his love bears thoughts unfeigned. Pallid and lean is thy elected, poor scarce with cloth or skin contacted. His sinews weak, his rest dejected, for nothing caused, makes not affected. Approaching need is love's mere hell, soldiers want gifts to woo love's well. But clerks give much and still heap swell, their rents and riches so excel. Right well thou knowest, Phyllis replied, what in both arts and lives abide. Likely and cleanly thou hast lied, but thus our difference is not tried. When holy day the world cheers, a clerk life's modest figure bears. His crown is heaven, black weeds he wears, and shows a mind half drowned in tears. None is so poor of sense or eyne, whom a soldier doth not shine. At ease like spiritless beasts live thine, helms and barbed horse do wear out mine. Mine low with arms makes foe towers lie, and when on foot he fight doth try, while his fire squire his horse holds by. Mine thinks on me, and then they die. He turns, fight past, and foes in chase, and looks on me with helm unlaced, lifts his strong limbs and breast straight graced, and says, "Kiss, bless me, O hot placed." Flora her wrath and pans did spy, and many a dart at her lets fly. Thou canst not make with heaven-reached cry a camel pierce a needle's eye. False ghosts for truth, for honey gall, to make a clerk a soldier's thrall. Doth love to soldiers' courage call? No, but the need thy toil withal. Fair Phillis, would thy love were wise, no more the truth to contrarise. Hunger and thirst bow soldiers' thighs, in which death's path and Pluto's lies. Sharp is the wasting bane of war, the lot is hard and straineth far, the life is stooping, doubts doth jar, to get such things as needful are. Knewest thou the case, thou wouldst not say, shaven hair, shamed clerks, or black array, worn higher honours to display, and at all states they oversway. All things should to my clerk incline, whose crown sustains the imperial sign. He rules and pays such friend as thine, and lay must stoop to men divine. Thou sayest that sloth a clerk disguised, who I confess base works despised. But when from care his free mind riseth, heaven's course and nature's he compriseth. Mine purple decks thine mail bedighted, thine lives in war, mine peace delighted. Old acts of princes he resided, all of his friend things seeks and writeth. What Venus can, or love's winged lord, first knows my clerk, and brings me work. Music in cares doth mine afford, thine joys in rapine and the sword. Here speech and strife had both their ending. Phillis asked judgment, all suspending. Much stir they made, yet ceased contending, and saw the judge in homewards wending, with countenance that eagle been, with eagle majestic be seen, with eagle voice and eagle spleen, these virgins ward upon the green. Phillis a white robe beatified, Flora wore one of her two hues dyed. Phillis upon a mule did ride, Flora did back a horse of pride. The mule was that which being create, Neptune did feed and subjugate, which after fair Adonis' fate, he Venus sent to cheer his state. This she the queen of Eberine, Phillis' fair mother did resign, since she was given to works divine, whence Phillis had the mule in fine. Who of the trappings ask and bid, the mule, though silver, champing it. Now all things were so richly fit, as Neptune's honour might admit. Then Philip's no decored wanted, but rich and beauteous, all eyes daunted, nor Flora's virtue less enchanted, who on a wealthy palfrey vaunted. Damned with reins won heaven for lightness, exceeding fire and full of whiteness. His breast art decked with divers brightness, for jet black mixed with swan's pure whiteness. Young and dainty shape digested, his looks with pride not rage invested, his mane thin-haired, his neck high-crested, small ear, short head, and burly breasted, his broad back stooped to his clerk's loved, with her pressure naught was moved, straighted leg, large-thighed and hollow-hooved, all nature's skill in him was proved. An ivory seat on him had placed, a hoop of gold did it embrace, graven and the poitrel did in haste, a stone that star-like gave it grace, inscription there allured the eye, with many a wondrous mystery, of ancient things made novelty, that never man did yet decry, the god of rhetoric's nuptial bower, adorned with every heavenly power, the contact and the marriage hour, and all the most unmeasured dower. No place was there that figured not, that could through all the world he sought, but more excess of Mervale's rod, the skill of Mulciber alone, engraved that admirable throne, who looking steadfastly thereon, scarce thought his hand such art had shone. The trappings wrought he not with ease, but all his pain employed to please, and left to go in hand with these, the targe of great Alcides. A stirrup for her feet to press, a bridle bosses he did dress, and added reins in worth excess of his sweet prowess golden tress. Thus on her famous cavalry these prince-born damsels seemed to fly, their soft young cheek veils to the eye are of the fresh vermilion dye, so lilies out of scarlet peer, so roses of the vernal year, so shoot to wanton stars are fair from the eternal burning sphere. The child God's graceful paradise they jointly purpose to advise, and lovely emulations rise in note of another guise. Phillis to Flora laughter led, and Flora Phillis answered. A Merlin Phillis managed, a sparhawk Flora carried. In little time these ladies found a grove with every pleasure crowned, at whose sweet entry did resound a ford that flowered that holy ground. From thence the sweet breathed winds convey odors from every myrtle spray, and other flowers, to whose array 100 harps and timbrels play. All pleasure study can invent, the dame's ears instantly present, voices in all sorts different, the four parts and the diapent. Two tunes that from those voices fly with admirable harmony, the timbrel, harp, and psaltery rejoice in rapting symphony. There did the viol's voice abound in music angel-like profound, there did the fife dispreaden round his song in many a variant sound. All birds with tuneful bosom sing, the blackbird makes the woods to ring, the thrush, the jay, and she in spring ruse the past rape of Thrace's king. They shrill notes to the music playing, and all the different flowers discraying, the odors in abundancy flying, prove the bower of love's soft lying. The virgin something entered there, and sprinkled with a little fear their hearts before that held love there in Cupid's flames increased were. And while each winged forester their prosper rumours did prefer, each virgin's mind made wait on her applause apt and singular. Deathless where he could there repose, each part his spicy odour strows, of myrrh and cinnamon there grows, and of blessed ladies' rose. Each tree hath their several bliss, in fruits that never season miss. Men may conceive how sweet love is by the celestial chord of his. The dawns in companies they see of young men, of maidens free, whose bodies are as bright in blee, and stars illustrate bodies be, in which so marvellously a guise of unexpected novelties, these virgins' bosoms through their eyes were daunted with a quick surprise, who stay their royal steeds outright, and almost from their seats alight, forgetting their endeavours quite, with that proud rumour's sweet affright. But when sad Philomene did strain her rapeful raving breast again, these ladies hearing her complain were re-inflamed in every vein. About the centre of the spring are secret places where they sing, and use their supreme worshipping of love's near-darting fiery king. There many a two-shaft company of fawns named satires meet and ply the timbrel and the psaltery before the love's sacred majesty. They bear a goblet big with wine, and coronets of flowers combine. The nymphs and fawns demi-divine doth Bacchus teach to foot it fine, who keep true measure with their feet, that to the instruments do fleet, but old Silenus plays not sweet in concert, but in the street. The spring leap did its temples load, as on a long-eared ass he rode, laughter success to him knowed, the soul of the bosom of the god. Fresh cups he ever calls upon, in sound of imperfection, with age and Bacchus overgone, they stop his voice's organ on. Amongst his gamesome crew is seen the issue of the Cyprian queen, whose head should feathered been, and as the stars his countenance lean. In his left hand his bow he bear, and by his side his quiver wear. In power he sits past all compare, and with his flames the world doth dare. A sceptre in his hand he held, with Chloe's native flowers untilled, and nectar's deathless odour stilled. From his bright looks the sun did gild. The triple graces there assist, supporting with their breasts commissed, and knees that Teller's bosom kissed, the chalice of his amorous. These ladies now approached near, and worshipped exempt from fear Love's God, who was environed there with youth that honoured styles did bear. Their joy is super excellent to see a court so confluent, whom Cupid, seeing their intent, doth wish his greeting intervent. He asks the cause for which they came, they confidently tell the same, and he gives praise to either dame that durst so great a war proclaim. To both spake to make some pause, until their honourable cause, profoundly weighed in every clause, might be explained with all applause. He was a god, which tell they know, rehearsal needs it not bestow. They lie and rest and plainly show, where love strives, love will master grow. Love laws and judges hath in fee, nature and the using judges be, to whom his whole court censures flee, since past and things to come they see. These do the heart of justice try, and show the court's severity. In such judgment and strong customs the clerk is fit for venery. Gains which the queens but little strove, since love's high voice did it approve. So both their abodes remove, but as first rest firm in love. Translated by George Chapman.